The history of the Bovet house goes back almost 2 centuries when Edouard Bovet made the decision to found his own watchmaking house in 1822. A young visionary who, after spending time in London, left his village of Fleurier and discovered mainland China. At that time, the Chinese emperor fell madly in love with Bovet timepieces, with their watchmaking expression, both from a mechanical point of view and as a unique decorative art. And almost 2 centuries later, today, all of us are in the factory to discover that tradition, fine work and heritage that are still respected and even pushed further. When I took over the Bovet house in 2001, my only dream was to give the Bovet house its nobility, its manufacturing density, its watchmaking substance, while supporting its decorative art. The castle of Moutier belonged to the Bovet family, and I fell in love with it. It's on a human scale to better protect its heritage and look to the future. As much as the Château de Moutier is the symbol of the Bovet family, the DIMIER factory is truly the place where my passion for this house and for fine watchmaking is shown. I decided to call it the DIMIER factory because we make watch components for other respectable watch brands, also for aeronautics. We also make components for the medical field. And it's here that we think up, that we develop with our watchmakers, our engineers, our builders, all of our craftsmen, all the movements that are 100% made between these walls. Whether it be the bridges, the plates, the components, the gear trains, the exhausts, right up to this hairspring, which is the heart of the timepiece and which makes us proud. By traveling through all our workshops, you find 43 different trades: engineers, watchmakers, stamps, sketches, bar turning, wire erosion, milling, decoration, control, dials. The dial is an absolute art, and I think you can really appreciate to what level we push the quality of our dials. Miniature painters, engravers. In watchmaking, we also apply this sense of detail, which is pushed to the limit. There can be no component, no termination that can be left out. A collector who doesn't see the components when the movement is assembled must be just as proud and happy to see the invisible part of the components, the latter having to be finished in the same way as the visible part. It's the soul of the House of Bovet to precisely meet the real definition of luxury, namely a very unique identity, discretionary quantities, and most importantly, with everything made by craftsmen. Quantity at Bovet is not the essence. It's above all quality, exclusiveness, research, development, watchmaking density, decorative art. You see, within the walls of the DIMIER factory, you have 62 artisans in 43 different trades. It's a perfectly unique example in the independent scope of Swiss watchmaking. And it's precisely here that, within its walls, with the artisans, that we think up and develop our timepieces. We have 2 cases, one that characterizes the whole heritage of the Bovet house, namely the timepiece with its bail and its magical Amedio system, and this recital case. Since true luxury is a question of identity above all, the writing case of the recital cases is once again completely unique, perfectly recognizable, and you'll never confuse it with any other. Among the 3 or 4 timepieces that best symbolize the house, I would cite the Braveheart, which is a magnificent technical feat in this very emblematic Amedio case. On the other hand, the Virtuoso 8, this tourbillon, has 10 days of power reserve and a magnificent big date with a movement completely decorated by hand. Or the start of this magnificent adventure of the recital, the Shooting Star, l'Asterium, or even Le Grand Récital, which was honored with the Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève, with the L'Aiguille d'Or, and today these sapphire cases with the Brainstorm, without forgetting that the Brainstorm in a sapphire case was considered to be the most complex sapphire case, and that it deserved the distinction that we received this year, among the 5 others. In the near future, the house has many projects, and in particular 3 moments which will be very important, I hope, at the start of this new decade. Namely 2 major watchmaking achievements, and a third that after 500 years of watchmaking history has not been expressed by anyone. Sometimes these are ideas that may seem simple, but which are actually very complex to realize, absolutely innovative, as is the case at the house since the 2006 fiscal year, with respect for this unique heritage of the House of BOVET, its innovation, and once again based on a watchmaking tradition where the craftsman is at the heart of the timepiece.